Hey, welcome back. All right, so far we do have this situation right here where we have a way to actually add a row for our slider. So the only thing remaining now is to actually display this content onto the slider homepage itself. So let's see how we can go about doing that. So I'm going to go to my text editor here. Let me find the slider.php file in the, not in the admin section, but outside here. So not sidebar, but slider.php right there. So what I want to do is to leave only one of these for a start. Now, obviously the one that is active is the one that will load first. So I will leave that active class over there, and then I am just going to delete the rest. Now it's important to note that these numbers start from 0 and they keep going. So we need to be able to change those numbers dynamically as well. So delete all these others except the very first one. And then we're going to do exactly the same thing for the other stuff. So I will select this item active. So even that one has the active class on it. So that's how we know which one will start out as active. So let me select that, but then I will delete the rest of this one too. So we just need to leave the very first one, like so. All right, so hit that save button. Let's come back to the slider, refresh, and there we go. So we only have one of these and we are good to go. So clicking next doesn't do anything, and we know that everything is okay at this point. All right, so now we just need to read from the database. Now we can't do the reading from here because this is a view. So what we need to do is to do that in the controller. So let's find our controller and we go to the home controller, because this is the only part where the slider will actually exist. So let me go down here. So get all categories right there, but then we can do something similar for our slider images. So get all slider content. I'm going to write that there, and here I'm just going to load in the models here. I'm going to load the slider class. So instead of category here, I'm just going to copy that and add slider. I will use a capital S like so. It's really entirely up to you. And once I get that one, then now instead of categories here, I can say slider like so, and then slider, capital S, get all right there. So let's see what's inside the slider class. Let's remind ourselves what really is in here. Apart from the create function, there is also the get all function right here, which seems to be doing just fine. So get all, and we add that to the slider. So now let's go to the where is this? Slider.php right here. So in here, I want this to be looped the number of times that we have an item there. So first of all, what I will do is I'll do PHP like so. And then now this is a choice you can make here. You can decide to display nothing if there isn't anything. So let's see how that would look like. So if, for example, we didn't have any of this, so let me save there, just so in case I do something weird. So I'm going to delete this, and okay, so from there to there, I'm just going to delete all this. I want to see how it looks like when there's nothing. So refresh, and so we have nothing there. Okay, I think it's acceptable except for these two. So let me come down here and delete those two as well. Let's save that. Why did I save? I didn't need to. Oh, I need to save for me to. Okay, so I think it works even like that. So let me undo this part here. So we're going to put our if statement inside there because I think it's okay if we do not show anything if there is nothing. So I'm just going to say if is set, first of all, a variable called slider, and then is array, because sometimes it's possible it could come back as false, which is a boolean. So close that up, and then let's do something similar down here right after everything else here. After that, PHP and if. Like so. Okay, so let's push everything inside here so that we can see it's inside there. All right, so now let's do a loop. So here we're going to do a separate loop to the loop we're going to do here. So let's try with the first one here. So right over here, I'm going to create a loop. I'm going to do a for each. Let me do some PHP tags there that I forgot. I'm going to sneeze shortly. Ugh, I managed to hold it. Okay, so slider, and we have key, and then we have value. Now the key isn't really important here, so let's remove it. All I need is a row of data, like so. So I'm going to use row there. And then, of course, I will use the full colon and close that. And then I will cut this out. That way we maintain our PHP code, our HTML code, instead of converting it to an echo. So let me do the same thing here. I'm going to say end for each, semicolon, close that. Okay, that looks reasonable. So let's see what results we get here. Okay, so I do have 2 dots there, which means things did work out, but let's do another loop over here. So for each, and then end for each down here. These down here are the 2 buttons for left and right. Let me move these internally like so, and I think we are good to go. So let me come back here and refresh again. Oh, now we have 2 of these. How did that happen? Okay, so it's saying because this one is saying both of them are active, I think that's why. Let me do this. Okay, so that is the issue right there. So only the first one should be active to start with. So what we're going to do is, let's put an if statement here. So I'm just going to put a PHP tag over there. We want to echo out active only if we are on the very first one here. So how do we know if we're on the first one? We can't use the ID. So let's create a what are we going to do? Let me create a variable that I will use over here. So PHP tags, I'm going to call this one num is equal to 0, like so. So close those tags, and then I'm going to come down here right after that. I think I can add num ++, like so. That should work because this is inside the loop now. So every time inside the loop, I'm adding to number. So I'm starting with 0 and then I'll add to 1. So for as long as it's 1, then I can show active here. So let's just put an if statement. I'm just going to put the equal sign like that to do the shortcut version. And then I'm going to say if num is equal to 1. So if that is true, then let's echo out active. I'm going to use single quotes on the inside here, then put a full colon, or else echo out an empty string, put a semicolon, close that tag. Okay, so I think that should do it. So let's come back and refresh, and now we have 1. If I click, are we going to number 2? No, we are not. So why is that? Well, the thing is, just like here, we need a number. So maybe I should have used the for loop here instead of for each. But anyway, it's okay. So wait a minute, what else is here? Okay, so class active, both are active here, so I need to do exactly the same thing that I did here. So I'm going to copy that and bring it in here and paste. Okay, then I will need to echo out a number just like I am doing here. I'm going to copy that, put it at the top there, and then get that number here again, put it there, and then echo out number here like so. So at this point I think num++ is better off being done here. Let's see how that works out. Refresh. Okay, so for each is unexpected. That's because I didn't put a semicolon there. Let's do that again. Alrighty then. Okay, so things are almost there, but wait a minute. This should be 0. Okay, let's come back here, refresh. Okay, much better. The only thing is now it's not moving to the next page. Okay, so why is that? We need to figure out why that isn't happening. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Okay, so let me go down here to these buttons right here, because these are the buttons here, previous, next. Let me try to actually click on this directly. It still doesn't actually work. So there's something we are missing here. Okay, do not worry about it. We're going to fix it in the next video.